I'll be showing you how I made this little lunch bag, and this is not made with any hardware, so if you don't have any of that at home, you're totally fine. Also, it's just made out of the cotton material and some batting. I didn't use the washable, like the plasticky washable material on here, or the stuff that thermal stuff that keeps it hot or cold. It's just a simple little bag. It's designated to hold your food, and it is washable in the washer if you get it dirty and you want to wash it. But if you want to see how I made this so you can make one too, just keep on watching. You'll start off by cutting all your materials. This is an 11.5 by 26-inch piece of fabric, and then the little flap was 7 inches by 8 inches, and then I did the same for the lining, the batting, and then these 4 little strips are 2 inches by 8 inches for the little tie straps. You can make those a little longer. I feel like I made them a little too short, so you can either make 1 or you can make 2 and make them a little longer. And then you'll draw on whatever or however you want to do your quilted design. I just did 1-inch lines up and down, and I drew those out both on the big piece and on the little top flat piece. And I attached the batting to that with the little clips, and then I proceeded to sew on the quilting lines. Then I do always cut my batting a little bit larger, and whatever extra I have, since the fabric does shrink with this process, I just cut off the extra batting that was a little bit larger and not straight, that's sticking out. I cut that off. And then also my material it does have a design that goes only one way. If you have a design that doesn't go just one way, if it doesn't matter which way it goes, you can skip this step, but I cut mine in half so both sides of my bag would be facing upwards and not one upside down. And I cut that and then sewed it back together, and so now I have the design facing opposite directions. And then also the lining, I always forget, you can take about 1/2 inch off the lining, because as I mentioned, your top piece is always going to shrink with you doing a quilted design on it. So I cut that to measure and just made sure that it's lining up correctly. And then I moved that aside, and we're going to move on right now to our straps. You'll want to put those together and then put those on the bag. So you get your 4 little pieces of fabric that are 2 inches by 8 inches, or however long you decide to cut them. And whenever you're sewing them, you'll want to fold both sides in and then sew them pretty side to pretty side. So you fold it over like that, and then fold it pretty side to pretty side and sew it all the way down, but make sure that the bottom is also folded in. This is how it looks once they're done. Both sides have the little fold, and then you'll turn them right side out and iron them flat. Once you're done with getting your straps situated, you'll measure out where you want them on the bag. If you're doing one, just put it in the middle and make it all more simple. You don't have to do 2. You can do just 1 little strap, and it would be 2 pieces, one on the flat piece and one on the main piece, and you don't have to do all this measuring. You'll just stick it in the middle. But you can also do 2, as I did here. I'm just measuring them out, making sure they're all even and placing them where I want them to be, and then I sew them down by sewing a little rectangle on the ends of each of the straps. After you sew your straps down, you'll grab your lining and you're going to put it pretty side to pretty side on both the large piece and on the small piece that you have attached your straps to. And on the large piece, you're just going to sew lines across the top and the bottom, or the two tops basically, just on the top and the bottom. But on this smaller fabric, you're going to sew all around except leaving a little gap to turn it right side out. And I'll just start with that little one. I'll sew it, and then on this one, as I mentioned, you'll just do the two sides. After sewing that little piece, I do cut the corners at an angle to make sure they poke out well, and then I flip it right side out using my little scepter tool that everyone seems to love. So this is technically a medical tool. I saw someone use it in a video one time, and now I can't work without it. I bought it in like a 6-pack on Amazon. They were relatively cheap, and they're great for turning things right side out and also poking out those corners. And I poke those out and I flatten it, I iron it flat, and then I do a top stitch all around, and that also closes the little gap. And that's how it looks. And we set this piece aside, and then we sewed down the top and the bottom of this with a straight stitch. And what you'll do next is take apart the two pieces and turn it. You're not going to turn it right side out. I have it turned right side out, but you'll turn it inside out, and then you're going to sew it all together on the sides, just leaving a little gap in the lining on one of the sides. Just make sure when you are sewing it together, your lines where the lunch bag and the lining meet, that they line up from side to side. After sewing that together, you'll cut out little squares. First I draw them out, and then I cut them out a little smaller than an inch away from the edge of the fabric, not the seam of the fabric, is what I did. You can make them larger or smaller, and it'll just adjust the width and the height of your bag depending on how big your square is. I should have just made them 2 by 2, and that would have been good. I did them like a little less than 2 inches by 2 inches. And I do that both on the lining and on the main piece with the batting. I draw them out and then cut them out and then sew them up diagonally like we do with the little travel pouches or makeup bags, whatever you want to call them. Then through that gap that you left, you will turn your piece of your work right side out, your bag, essentially your lunch bag, right side out, and then you'll fold that lining into the bag itself. Like you'll put it in the bag and make sure it's all straightened out, and then do a top stitch all around. After your top stitch is complete, sew up that little opening in your liner, and then you're going to attach the flap that's going to close your lunch bag. And I'm just putting it on the back and making sure it lines up from the center seams that I have over there. I'm just making sure that it's the same distance away from both sides. And then I just sew it down with a straight stitch. Just like then you have all this complete and you feel like something's missing, and the thing that's missing is a handle. And so for the handle, I'm going to be cutting a 5" by 11" piece, and this is 5 inches up and down and 11 inches wide, or I think I did it, 11.5 inches. And for this, I will be folding in each side just like that and ironing it down. Fold in that one and then the other one, and then fold it in half, iron it down, fold the edges into the half, and then fold it in half again. You'll see how I do it right here. It's how I make most of my straps. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know how to do this step. And you'll stitch lines on both sides of the strap, and then you'll measure out where you want your strap to be. I just did it 1 inch away from the seam of where it's attached, making sure it's lined up straight. And then I just did a straight stitch, a little 2 lines that attached the strap to the bag, and then you tie your little straps and your bag is complete. You can tie your straps up however you want to. There's multiple different ways, whatever is comfortable for you. But as I said, to make it more simple, you can just put one little strap on. And this is the easiest way to do it if you have no hardware, but you still want it to have a closure. But I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video and choosing to learn with me. I hope this was a useful little video for you and you're able to create a little lunch bag for you or your kids or whoever you want to. And I do really hope that it was helpful for you. And if you did like this, consider liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, hyping this video, and all that good stuff that helps me out. I really do much appreciate it. And I really hope to see you again here for my next tutorial. Have a wonderful rest of your night, day, or whenever you're watching. Bye-bye.